Yeah, good morning. We're here for another great for Changemakers Daily. And today we're going to talk about a topic that a lot of people actually in our community asked us and reported
Yes.
us that they struggle with it. And it is the topic of how to price your products and services.
Big
And yeah,
topic.
it's a big topic. It just Fernanda and I,
Exactly. Yes.
we just talked about it before we started this live, that he in university actually spent one entire semester just on this topic. So
Crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we said we want to make those for Change Makers dailies maximum 50 minutes. So we have to be pretty sharp. But yeah, so first of all, to get started, I mean, there's a big difference in pricing your products or your services. So if you're a service-based business, you're a coach, a consultant, for sure it's a entirely different process than, for example, if you're an e-commerce business and or you have an online shop selling products. So finding the perfect price for your products is a different process than finding the price for your services. And yeah, we're gonna touch point on both today, but we're going to focus more on services. So yeah, if you're a coach, consultant, etc., having service-based business and products, we're going to focus more on this, but we will also touch point the other topic as well and give you a few ideas. And yeah, so I will leave the word for now to Fernand because he wants to introduce you to a very, very important topic in this range and
Yes.
talk about, huh?
Yes. So, yeah, I mean, you just mentioned these, so it's a big topic, and we can be talking here for days or for months. However, most of that, overload of information, sometimes it's not practical. So a lot of theory, so we can go down that rabbit hole, but then really getting actionable things that you can get and apply to your business, well, it's not so much. So these 10-15 minutes today, we will try to give you, some specific fundamentals that you can really take them and apply it into your pricing strategy. So, and specifically for services, I mean, for products, this work as well. But the first thing is to look inside yourself and see where is the balance within yourself. So what I mean by this, we live in a world of duality. So we have the day, we have the night, we have cold and warm, we have up and down, left and right, etc., etc. And normally those polarities, it's just like a different degree of the same thing. As an example, when we say that it's hot or it's warm, or it's cold, well, it's just like a different degree of Celsius, but it's just like plus Celsius or minus Celsius, but it's just like a different degree of the same thing. Now, when it comes to pricing, we have an inside battle that goes between narcissism and altruism. So, which by the way is just like a different degree of the same thing. Now, narcissism is all about myself. I'm taking care about myself. I think about me, and I want the best for me. On the other side of the spectrum, we have altruism that is all about others, and we want to give, and give, and we don't care. We don't care as much as ourselves. Now, both sides of the line, are just like polarities. And if you're only a narcissistic guy, well, you will die alone. Nobody will give a shit about yourself, because you will be, looking in your mirror. And there's a funny story about that, like this whole thing, the guy that looked himself in the mirror, oh, I'm so pretty. So that's the narcissistic side. And then on the other side, in the altruistic, if you're giving, and you never take about yourself, well, you will also have a problem. So we human beings, we're always having this battle, between the narcissistic and the altruistic, because we want to give, but we also, as a survival mechanism, we take care of ourselves. Now, how all these things get into pricing? Well, when you're charging, and when you're pricing your products and your services, you need to look, first of all, your narcissistic side. So how much, money I want to charge, and how much I want to earn, for me, for myself, for my business, etc. Now, the thing about this as well is that you have an inbuilt thermostat. So you have, some sort of limits on what you think you are worth, and this is just your perception of yourself and of your skill sets. So somehow, there is a threshold, there is a limit where if you charge more than that, you believe that you are not worth of that yet, that maybe you don't have the skills in order to go and to charge that, and you will feel, super uncomfortable. So specifically, if you're a consultant and you're selling your services, like going out, and charging for your service, let's say like $1,000,000, probably, yeah, that would be awesome, but you will feel so uncomfortable, on going out and selling your products for $1,000,000, that will hold you back, and you will feel uncomfortable. People will feel that, and probably you will not be able to sell your product in $1,000,000. Now, some people have another kind of thermostat. It could be, like 1,000,000,000, or somebody, could be 500. So again, this is just like your inbuilt thermostat, but looking inside yourself and seeing, okay, what's my thermostat? That's the first thing. So you have your ceiling. So whatever price I'm charging above these, I will feel uncomfortable, and probably I will hold myself back and I will not do it. Now let's move to the other side, to the altruistic side. You want to give, yes. You want to serve people, yes. However, you're probably not willing to go and do it for free, So on that side, there is a minimum price that below that price, you will not feel inspired to go and to serve others. And you will be resentful, so you will be, oh, I need to go and prepare this report, for these fuckers, like you will have that like energy, like going around when you're charging less than what you think it's worth, and it's less, that threshold of the altruistic side. So you need to also like look around yourself, inside yourself, and say, okay, what's the minimum amount of money that I would be able I would be happy to receive, in order to put my products and services, into the world. Like below that, I would just don't feel inspired. I would feel resentful. So once you have those two things, then you have, your spectrum of what's the minimum amount and what's the maximum amount, and that's your sweet spot. And you want to charge, something in between those lines where you would feel inspired and not resentful and willing to go and do that. As Sina said, this is super, 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 super good exercise when you're selling yourself, when you're selling your products, and when you're selling your services. So something also that we also recommend 100% or 1,000%, like I cannot stress this point enough, is to create products out of your services. So you have packages, you have a product, you have a coaching package, you have a consulting thing, for 6 months, and you productize your service, and then you price that product accordingly, and you go and you offer that product, to the world. It brings, tremendous amount of clarity, and not only for yourself, but also for you when you explain to your client, they know exactly what they're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I add something in there? So I just want to give a practical example from our past, or especially from my past, because what you just said is actually what we, and especially what I experienced myself when we started. And I remember back then we had a time where we were offering a specific productized service. And back then we charged 2,500 or 3,000 was for it. And I felt like super comfortable charging this price, because what I also did, and it's a good exercise that you can do at home yourself to also find out what is like your top range. So I was asking myself the question, so if I'm going to hire a consultant or coach for myself, what would be a price that I am willing to pay? So what is like the maximum price that I'm willing to pay and feel comfortable about? And I, for myself, the answer was, okay, like around about 3,000 euro. If it's like valuable and it's something that really helped me, I don't mind paying this amount of money. And then we had our own productized service that was priced in a similar range. And I felt super confident going out and selling this service at this price point. And at some point, because we said in the beginning, okay, this is going to be our starting price, and we wanted to increase it after a while. So we did it, and we said, okay, we're going to go out now and we sell this product for €5,000. And I remember that I had a few strategy sessions and meetings with prospects. And all of a sudden, I felt like I'm hitting an invisible wall. And I just realized it was because I kind of lost my confidence. Because I didn't feel good about selling it for €5,000, because I myself wouldn't feel good spending €5,000 on a similar product. And of course, like the prospect of the people I was talking to, they could sense it because my energy changed. And so even though when you start now and you feel like, oh, I don't feel comfortable charging more than, let's say, 1,000 for a service, but you have people or friends around, you say like, oh, but that's not enough. You should really like at least 3,000. Otherwise, it's bullshit. Just don't do it. Just stay within your range, and then you can work on yourself, and you're going to grow over time. So also, like this range Fernando talked about, it's going to change over time. So at some point you will feel comfortable selling a productized service for 2,000, or maybe for 3,000, or maybe at some point for 1,000,000, what Fernando said. So it's also a process, but it's really, really important that you pick a price that is within this range and you find the sweet spot, because then also your entire energy changes and the people will feel it, and you're just going to be way more successful in your sales.
Yes, exactly. Well, super good practical example. And it's also like our own experience, so very open and vulnerable about it. So yeah. Now, when it comes to the product, so let's touch point as well. So if you have a product, a business, basic product, a couple of things, that are very, very, very important. So the first thing is, if with your product you cannot be the cheapest one, then you just don't compete in price. Don't try to play the price game if you cannot be the cheapest one in the market. There's no competitive advantage of being the second cheapest one. And if you're here in this group and if you are into sustainability, you are probably not having the cheapest product in the market. So move away from there. So look up and position your products, in an up market, not necessarily luxury, but in an up market. So really adding as well, value into your product, into your offer, so you can justify, that price. So that's the first fundamental. I think a lot of people get caught, like, oh my God, like I cannot compete with prices. Then don't do it. That's that's not the way to go when you cannot be competitive in prices. You can be competitive in other areas. So that's the first thing. And now the next one, I think it's also like very important, is to really understand what's the role of that specific product within your business and within your business model. Because when you have products, you probably you have different sort of products, so you will have some products that could be a low price range, that could be something that open the doors to sell to somebody your first product. But then you have a sort of products, that in the back end, this is called the front end and the back end of a business. So in the front end, you can have cheap products, that's cheap, or cheaper products that maybe have a low margin, that even maybe you're not even making money with that, but what you're acquiring, you're getting a new client, a new person that is able to interact with yourself and get into the world of your business. And when you have that client already there, it's easy to go and to offer them more products and services. There's some statistic I don't remember right now, but it's insane, the difference between trying to convert somebody that is a total stranger than trying, to offer your product to somebody that already bought sometime, at least once from you. So in that overall strategy, perhaps, when you're pricing your products, this first product that you have in the line, it's even losing money, but that once you acquire a client, then you can offer the product 2, the product 3, the product 4, and those are the ones that have a healthy margin that will give your business a a good business and a healthy business and having a profitable business, because you know that in the back end you are making the money. So that's why when pricing, when thinking about the strategy of pricing, again, there's a lot of theory about it, but without going into many details, I will definitely suggest you to sit down and think about, okay, what I want this product to do for me. I want this product to acquire client, break even, so then I can offer them along the time, the relationship, more of my products, and then make the money. Or I want this first product, to just make a lot of money. If you're pricing the third product, that probably, that's the profit maker. So that's the one, that you want to increase the price and add value to the offer so you can justify the price. So that's, like the two main things when I see a business, I'm looking for, okay, what's if we're gonna be the cheapest one, okay, then let's just up market this. And then what's the when pricing the products, what's the role of that specific product in the overall strategy, in the overall business model, so you can fit the different pieces of the puzzle together and build a very strong foundation. So,
I think this is a really, really important point, and I think this is something that a lot of people sometimes forget. It's like being really strategic about your pricing, especially when you want to build a business with different products. Be like strategic about your products. So as you said, like which products should be in the front end, which products would be then good to bundle them afterwards and to upsell, and like kind of really mapping out the structure you want your customers to go through. And we don't have the time for it today, but we're going to have another session soon. I don't have our content calendar in my mind right now, but we're going to have another live soon where we're going to talk about how to create like outrageous, super valuable offers. And in this one, we're going to also touch point on how you can use this concept that we created to also build like tremendous value to your products, because this is not only something you can do when you have service-based in your service-based business and you sell services. It's maybe a little bit easier, but you can use the same techniques for a product-based business and for your products, and really like also differentiate yourself from your competitors. And this is gonna help you also so much with your pricing and also overcoming like price rejection.
Yeah, that would be also like super valuable. So that's definitely something that we complement this session. In order to understand how to build up the value. So the value is so high that the price tag, it doesn't sound expensive.
Exactly.
That would be very, very, very fun. So yeah, I think next week we will be talking about that.
Yeah, I will put it in the comments of this video when it's going to be.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that's it for today. So thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow.
Bye.